Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
La ilaha illallah. Praise God, Lord of the universe. Another Juma. Another chance. Today's sermon is called What the Creator Has Given to Us. But I titled it What the Creator Has Given. I'll read a few things in the Quran, a few ayats. Surah Baqarah 119. We have sent you with the truth as a bearer of good news, as well as a warning. You are not answerable for those who incur hell. Neither the Jews nor the Christians will accept you unless you follow their religion. Say, God's guidance is the true guidance. If you acquiesce to their wishes despite the knowledge you have received, you will find no ally or supporter to help you against God. Those who receive the scripture and know it as it should be known will believe in this. As for those who disbelieve, they are the losers. O children of Israel, remember my favor which I bestowed upon you, and that I blessed you more than any other people. Beware of the day when no soul will help another soul. No ransom will be accepted, no intercession will be useful, and no one will be helped. So that means no matter what we do, when that time happens, because it's happening now, no intercession, nobody will be able to help nobody. We won't even be able to help our own children, the ones we love so much with all our heart and souls. No ransom will be accepted and no intercession will be useful. So that kills intercession. All these candle lightings and all these statues and all this stuff people use and do and stuff like that. No intercession will be useful. So they wasting their time. Lighting all these candles, all this stuff. Idolization. Calling on others before the Creator. And no one will be helped. So that means, I don't care how good you look, how much money you got, who you know, who you don't know. If you're not in that pattern, you will not be helped. And I don't care what color you are either. You ain't going to be helped if you're not using the key to open that door. We have been given powers as humans that if used properly will elevate us to higher heights in the earth and hereafter. Our brains, powerful tool. If we think about the brain, if you think about lifting my arm or this arm, I'm only able to do it because I thought the thought in my brain. The brain is so powerful. When you walking, all kinds of stuff. The brain is the motor. The brain is the machine. The brain is given to us by God to do certain things in the earth. It's a power. God has given us a power that some of us don't even appreciate until we lose that power to do certain things that we're able to do. Yeah. So we have been given certain powers by the Creator. Just bear with me, people. Oh, you who believe, now I'm 5. Oh, you who believe, you should worry about your own necks If the others go astray, they cannot hurt you. As long as you are guided to God, as long as you are guided to God is your ultimate destiny. All of you. Then He will inform you of everything you had done. That's clear. That's real clear. Like I said, we have been given powers. There's a reason why God gave you the power, so you can worry about your own neck and so you can save your soul from a fire which is of men and stones. That's why God gave us certain power. He didn't just say, oh, I'm going to give you a heart, I'm going to give you lungs, give you eyes and ears, and just, for play. There's a reason why we got these entities, I'm going to call it, these powers. There's a reason why. And the deeper you get into the Quran, and the deeper you get into sitting with yourself and knowing who you really are in the scheme of things, then you're going to understand, wow, now I understand why God gave me certain things. Our brains, our ears, our lungs, our eyes. Every internal organ has power. Every organ in the body has the power and the function to do certain things. It's like a unison. They work in harmony with each other. They communicate. They send signals. The neurons fire off. They tell certain cells what to do, what not to do, and so on and so forth. Without you even thinking about it, it's happening. Now tell me that only a God with wisdom can do that. Without you even thinking about it, you are breathing. Without you even thinking about it, your heart is beating. Without you even thinking about it, the blood is rushing throughout your body. Without you even thinking about it. You are being nourished and sustained by the unseen Creator. Nourished and sustained. I don't care what you're going through, your body aching or whatever we go through, because we're going to go through some things, we're still being sustained and nourished by an unseen Creator. A merciful God that has built us in the best of molds that we can withstand some trauma. This physical can withstand some trauma. And when you get strong enough and spiritual enough, then you can withstand any kind of trauma because you know that the Creator has built you to withstand any kind of trauma. Because He said, I made you in the best of molds. And when you understand what being the best is, then you'll know who you really are. Wow, God made me in the best of molds. So why am I feeling low in spirit when God tells me He's made me, us, in the best of molds? Every internal organ has power. So let's remember that. Every internal organ has power. Yeah. Our skin as well. Yeah, just covering these bones. Yeah. Our bodies replenish itself, and such does our souls. By doing good works, by striving. It's about choices and what we do with our powers. We have these powers. God says He's made the earth habitable for us. And when He made the earth habitable for us, He gave us certain powers so that we can move about in the earth. He tells us this. We can take the right path or we can take the left path. We can do good or we can do bad. Those are the choices that we have. And those choices bring you closer to who you really are and where you're supposed to be in the scheme of things. Because if your heart is seeking the Creator, you're going to say, oh, I'm not doing something right here. Let me, back pedal or back out of this thing here. Because I'm not feeling good about what it is that I'm doing. That's the consciousness that God has given us. We are well equipped. Whether we realize this or not, we are well equipped to withstand the tests of time if we just hold on to the rope of God and God alone. I'm telling you, our money is not going to save us. Our material possessions is not going to save us. The only thing that's going to save us is our fear and love for the Creator. Because that's what we're going back to. In this world we have alliances and, different things. But in the end, you're going back to the Creator by yourselves. Now we know the body dies, yet the soul lives. So being that we have information about soul building, because this is why we read the Quran, this is why we come to Juma. We come here to learn how to build our spirits, our souls, and coordinate our powers so that we don't get caught up in this earthly existence and wind up in hell. And you ain't got to wait to die to wind up in hell, because you can be in a living hell if you're not careful by using these powers that God has given us. So just bear with me. Minute B, 23. Absolutely, God knows everything they conceal and everything they declare. He does not love those who are arrogant. So we must always be in a state of humility. No matter how much money we got, what we got, or what we ain't got. The goal is for us to stay humble. When they ask, what do you think of these revelations from your Lord? They say, tales from the past. And that's what people say, oh man, I want to hear that. It's God stuff. God alone. I don't want to hear that. I can't see God. So we are a very special group of people because we believe. And that takes a big faith. They talk about, okay, you can have the faith of a mustard seed. In the beginning, you can. You can. But as you start traveling on this road of faith, then that faith has to become big and bigger. It has to become that. It has to. Because you're going to be dealing with some things, issues in life where that little bit of faith of a mustard seed ain't going to help you when the big thing comes. So your faith is going to have to be so big, like a big shield, to where you can withstand whatever it is coming down. Such as death, losing people, losing jobs, all kinds of stuff. So the faith has to be grown and built. And that goes back to what the message of the Covenant told us by building our souls. It all connects to that. Okay. They will be held responsible for their sins on the day of resurrection. All of them, in addition to sins of all those whom they misled by their ignorance. What a miserable load. So, we have to be careful what we tell people. Yeah, and what we say and what we give, because we might be misleading people. Hopefully we're not, though. God, protect us from that. Inshallah, let us shoot this call. Alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah. Praise God, Lord of the universe. God got us here today. We should always thank God for His little blessings. Because when you lose the big blessings, you got to go back to the little blessings. So we should always stay appreciative for the little things and thank Him for the big things. Okay. Others like them have schemed in the past, and consequently God destroyed their buildings at the foundations, causing the roof to fall on them. The retribution struck them when they least suspected. Then on the day of resurrection, he will disgrace them and ask, where are my partners that you had set up beside me and had opposed me for their sake? Those blessed with knowledge will say, today the shame and misery has befallen the disbelievers. The angels put them to death in a state of wronging their souls. That is when they finally submit and say, you did not do anything wrong. Yes, indeed, God is fully aware of everything you have done. Thank God that we were blessed early in His path to submit and still strive in the path of submission. Thank God. Yeah. Therefore, enter the gates of hell, wherein you abide forever. What a miserable destiny for the arrogant ones. As for the righteous, when they are asked, what do you think of these revelations from your Lord? They say, good. For those who lead a righteous life, happiness, and the abode of the hereafter is even better. What a blissful abode for the righteous. The gardens of Eden are reserved for them, wherein rivers flow. They have anything they wish therein. God thus rewards the righteous. The angels terminate their lives in a state of righteousness, saying, peace be upon you, enter paradise, now as a reward for your works. So we know the body dies, yet the soul lives. So being that we have information about soul building, we need to always be using our powers to build our souls by using the body for good deeds. It's not, or I already spoke about that, but I'll just repeat. It's not how you look that will get you into the garden. You'll find pretty, handsome self will not get you into heaven. It is your deeds, your acts. These are the facts. Money and wealth won't do it. Either good deeds are the key. Your key, my key, our key. You know what? When we look at with Dr. Rashad, with the Mr. Comedy by name of Fatiha, the key, as we already know, opens doors, but you got to have the right key to open certain doors. So, like when I look at that, you know, I just feel within my heart that God was, you know, guiding this brother to give us some new information that for many years we didn't really know about this information, and we was reading a book for a very, very long time. So the key, your key, my key, our key. The 19 defeats the 9. Now what I'm saying, and I mean by this is, prior to this Quran here, there was the 2 false ayats in the book. The 19 defeats the 9 because we was able to get information that there was 2 ayats in the Quran that did not belong there. So the reason why I'm saying that the 19 defeats the 9, because we know that the Quran has a mathematical code of 19. We already know this, but it's good to go over stuff. Bringing the truth to all mankind, not just to us sitting here. This is for all humanity, this information. But you know what? Some people are not going to accept it. They're just not. You know? Okay. So, just bear with me, people. So there is and can be no more excuses. Truth has come and knocked out falsehood's brains. All the proofs have been detailed. As we know, God says in the book, like I'm going to read 36, we have sent a messenger to every community saying you should worship God and avoid idolatry. If you study history, throughout history, people are worshiping and have been worshiping idols. They've been calling on others besides the Creator. Since the beginning of time, this is what people have been doing. And God has brought clarity to us by sending us messengers. You should worship God and avoid idolatry. You should worship God and avoid idolatry. Subsequently, some were guided by God, while others were committed to stray. Roam the earth and note the consequences for the rejectors. All we got to do, you can turn on your TV and watch History Channel, and you will see what had happened to people in the past who involved themselves in certain things, especially idol worship. They've had people who used to do human sacrifices, kill people, literally kill them, offering their blood to these idols. So when you look at idolization, it's a horrible crime because it brings about injustice, and people veer off and they do some of the most insanest things that humans have been doing since the beginning of time. Idolization. Okay, God willing, we're going to wind it down and then we'll make the Juma prayer. Okay, we are now and have always been living in the times where signs will be shown to us, the truth. So we must use our powers wisely so that we don't be blindsided. If me or any of us find ourselves blindsided, then we have to look at, I'm not using my power correctly. Because usually that's a sign, like the sign, hold up, something's not right here. The consciousness. For God has guided us to truth. And we know God has guided us to truth because, we're here every Friday, God willing. I just want to say something real brief, inshallah. I feel that we should start inviting people unto the way of our Lord, because I know we know a lot of people. Whoever we know, if they don't got nothing to do on Friday, so listen, every Friday we have an event. Would you like to just come and hear the word of the Creator? That's it. We need to start doing that because I think we become a little too comfortable with just us seeing each other's faces every Friday. Listen, we can do it. God has given us the power to do it. God says, invite unto the way of your Lord using wisdom, and we can do it because there's people right on this very island that's seeking some kind of spirituality. They're seeking the Creator, and it's going to take individuals like us here today. 2, 3, 4, 7. It's 7 of us. One of us can each, inshallah, invite one person or 2 people to come to Juma. They don't got to pray, but I'm just saying as far as tablighi, I'm going to tell you why. And then I'm going to end with this. A brother years ago invited me to the mosque. And this is why I'm standing here right now before you in 2015. Somebody, brother, they tablighi me, invite me. So we need, inshallah, I'm suggesting that we do this. We know people. Some of us know more people. Right? So we need to start inviting people. Yeah. That's our job now because we've been in the message for a very, very long time. And there are people just like us prior to us coming into this that was thinking and feeling those sentiments that we were feeling way before we got here. They're there. They're out there waiting for us. And God willing, we need to invite them, inshallah, and increase our numbers, inshallah. Even if 2 new people come, that's good. Because God willing, they'll hear something. Like we heard something, and here we are. So inshallah, let us make the Juma prayer. Inshallah.